And now for something completely different.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Cinematic Relief, a Thunder and Lightning podcast. I'm Thunder.
I'm Lightning.
And today, Lightning and I are going to go see Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
It's been out for a few weeks. And it is starring Brie Larson and Sam Jackson and a bunch of other people, including Jude Law.
And he knew that off the top of his head.
I definitely knew it off the top of my head and don't have Wikipedia open on my phone. Wow, it's made a lot of money so far. So this podcast is going to be broken up into two parts.
Yes.
We're going to talk about what we think, our expectations for this movie, and then there's going to be a cut, and in that cut we will have gone and seen it, and then we are going to come back and talk about what we thought about it.
Yeah, maybe you can give it a little review.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
So you first. What do you expect going in this movie?
So right off the bat, I'm really, really hoping for some sort of, just before I get into this, you and I have tried to stay spoiler-free for anybody who's like, it's been out for weeks, these idiots didn't know this is going to happen. Like, every time I see it on Facebook, I just go right past.
What, stuff for Captain Marvel?
Anything.
Oh, yeah, okay.
See your face, anything. I'm like, nope, don't want to know about it. So, like, I'm hoping for a shimmer of hope that we get some sort of tie-in with Infinity War.
Yeah.
Some sort of... I know it's going to be set in the 90s.
Yeah.
I understand it's going to be, not set in the same time period. Maybe the end credit scene gives us a little hope.
Yeah, there's two, so...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
I have an app. This is not a paid advertisement, but it could be. There's an app called RunP, and it tells you all the spots in the movie that are a good time to go to the bathroom. But it also tells you how many after the credit scenes there are, and there's two in this one.
That's awesome. That's
So,
good to know.
I can only imagine that one of them is like a Captain America style, like, meanwhile in 2019.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. So the way they ended Infinity War was very, with the after the credit scene in that one, it was spoiler alert, Sam Jackson turns to dust. He's on his pager from the 90s, which is fun. That actually might not be uncoincidental because this movie's from the 90s.
Yeah.
The Captain Marvel symbol pops up on his pager.
So it obviously you could write that off as that's the next movie, but it really feels like it's like
she's gonna save the day.
Whatever happens, yeah, she's gonna have a part in saving the day.
What I'm saying is, my expectations is even if they don't show it, I'm gonna know how she's gonna save the day in Endgame.
I see. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or play a major part.
Yeah.
Like right now, everybody's dead. Am I gonna get some sort of like, oh my God, Captain Marvel can do that to save everybody? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
in this movie, because like you just said, and they've done this before. It could just be a simple tie-in. Here's the next movie, but don't do it in that one.
Yeah.
Don't leave that movie with such a cliffhanger.
The movie that you said was going to be two movies, and then you said it was going to be one, and then surprise, it's two.
Right. Exactly. It's just, if that was just a simple tie-in, it's like, okay, well, that was kind of, you kind of led us astray there.
Yeah.
It seemed like you were setting up the major hero for Endgame, but
Yeah. This is kind of off topic. I really hope that we don't get the second Endgame trailer before the movie.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that.
I've been really trying to avoid it.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I hope they wouldn't do that. I don't know. Movie theaters are dumb with that sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, it's just advertisement. You're here to see this, we'll go see this. I'd bet on air right now, we're making a bet. I say am I gonna? No, it's okay. $5.
Oh, okay.
Says we're gonna get an Endgame trailer.
Okay.
I'm so confident that we're definitely gonna get one.
Okay.
No, you know what? Not $5.
$100?
Yeah.
$600?
No, I get to pick the next game.
Okay. We already.
No. I mean beyond that. They
Okay.
don't know. They don't know what game we're talking about.
Okay.
If we get an Endgame trailer,
Okay. You pick
We play Shrek 2
Okay.
for the next week
Okay.
that this podcast comes out.
And if we
Don't
don't get one, we're gonna play Bloodborne.
Beautiful. That's a win-win for me. I'm
Yeah.
excited either way.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Fun
So you
little-
guys,
fun little
yeah.
game.
I figured I'd throw. I'm expecting a little bit of CGI Sam Jackson.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: as far as I'm concerned, that man has aged well. They could have just shaved his goatee off.
Yeah.
I feel like they're gonna doctor him up a little bit, though.
Probably if they do, probably we won't even notice.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
of how little it would be.
Um,
But like you said, I feel like it's kind of unnecessary. I feel like
he aged really well. I
Yeah.
mean, honestly, a little bit of makeup, get rid of. There's probably a few age lines
yeah.
that if they were missing would make him look a little bit younger. But besides that, the guy aged really well.
Yeah.
Um,
How do you think you're gonna like the movie? Based on what you've heard and
so I don't know much about Captain Marvel. I'm gonna be honest. I
the
don't-
character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna absolutely enjoy it. I feel like I'm gonna like it either way. There really isn't a bad one in the bunch. There's a few here and hit or miss, but I feel like they're so far along in their franchise that we got those
Yeah.
kinks out.
I would like to correct Chris. There is Thor: Dark World. That one is a bad one.
That's
in the
what I
bunch.
was saying.
Uh,
There's a few kinks in there, but we're so far along. I feel like they're past that. They know what they're doing. I feel like I'm gonna like it either way. I'm gonna love it if it ties in to the Gauntlet, to the two movies, Infinity War and Endgame. Not to say I'm not gonna enjoy Captain Marvel on her own. Sorry, it's just the setup. They set it up
Yeah.
like she was a tie-in, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna like it either way. I can tell. Besides that, not a lot of expectations. Expecting some space scenes, because from what I can tell, this woman's got some insane magic powers.
Yeah, I don't quite know. Like, I could explain to you what she does, but I don't know like her powers per
Yeah.
se. I just know that she's like
In the Air Force.
in the. Yeah, actually, if you look behind you, that's her right there underneath Spider-Gwen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right here.
That's her
Oh,
special
cool.
Air Force outfit from Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, a bad fighting game. So
What about you?
that's why I said so. So here's the deal. This movie's out. It's been out for like 2 or 3 weeks. We would have seen it earlier, but you had a family emergency.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of people talking about this movie. I haven't got anything spoiled, obviously, but I've heard a lot of people really, really love this movie. I've heard equally as many people say that this movie's total garbage. So
Really?
I have no basis for what I'm about to say, but I think this movie's gonna be bad. I don't
really.
know why. I'm not saying like the garbage people, the people who said that it was garbage. I believe
No, the
them
garbage
more.
people.
The garbage people. No, I don't know. I don't have high hopes for this movie. I think it's going to be boring. I think it's going to be a boring movie, and I think I'm going to just be like, all right, come on, let's get through this one, you know?
Okay.
I know that from the trailers, I know that Ronan the accuser, the bad guy from
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy 1, he's going to be in this movie. Didn't quite like him the first time. He
Right.
kind of wasn't the best villain. Like he was good for Guardians of the Galaxy because he was very serious and he's like, I kill people whenever I want. And the Guardians of the Galaxy are like, hey, fart joke, and that it's a good like, what, these are the people who are gonna stop me, really? But like, if Captain Marvel and him are both, I don't know. I just don't like him.
You don't like when it's all business all the time?
No, especially in Marvel movies. Oh, here it comes. Nope.
No.
Oh, he was
I'm
gonna
sick,
sneeze, but
and I was gonna sneeze. I didn't.
I
gotta ask you something.
sure.
Those Fruit Loop socks down there? Yeah, you know which ones I'm talking about.
You know, I thought they were. Now that I'm holding them, they're not specifically Fruit Loop socks. I didn't buy.
Not at all.
I didn't buy these. My uncle bought them for me because my uncle always buys me silly socks.
I'm digging them. I like them. They were definitely Fruit Loops, though. That was a cereal bowl with milk in it in Fruit Loops pouring out, but it didn't say Fruit Loops anywhere. It could be the Market Basket brand, as far as we know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the text looks like the Fruit Loops text as well. Like they even replaced the O's with Fruit Loops. Anyways, good job. What was I talking about? You distracted me so very right.
We were sorry.
Oh yeah, no, I think this movie's gonna be boring. Is what I was getting at.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I didn't want to say that because I don't know anything about this woman, so I'm not gonna be like, oh, she's gonna be boring because I don't know about her.
Well, here's the thing: Captain Marvel's great. I don't really think I've ever seen a movie with Brie Larson where I was like, you know what, her performance that was the standout. Like, she was good in Scott Pilgrim. She was the ex-girlfriend in Scott Pilgrim, the one in the band. Whatever her Envy Adams. She was good in that, but like obviously Scott Pilgrim, there's many more characters that steal the show. And the only other thing I've seen her in was Kong Skull Island. That was a shitty movie, and she wasn't necessarily the best part of that shitty movie.
Yeah.
So Captain Marvel's great. I'll watch a movie about Captain Marvel any day. I just don't. I don't know. I don't know if the plot's gonna be exciting. I don't know if the dynamic between Brie Larson and Sam Jackson is gonna be good. I have faith that Sam Jackson can bring a good energy.
Yeah.
I don't know about Brie Larson. I guess that's where my.
That's the other thing too is we're really short on comic relief. It's almost down.
Like,
it's almost down to Sam at this point. Which, if you're down to Sam Jackson as your chuckle guy, you got a pretty serious movie on your hands.
But yeah, prove me wrong, Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, there's gonna be Skrulls in this movie. I love Super Skrull. I don't think they're gonna talk about him. The Skrulls have, like, from what I've read, the Skrulls have like adapting powers. Like, they touch down on the planet and they're like, "What are your superpowers?" They're mine now.
Yeah.
And Super Skrull's whole thing is he has all the powers of the Fantastic Four.
Oh.
So he's pretty cool. I'm not sure if they're. I mean, this is not a secret. This movie takes place during the Kree-Skrull War, which are two alien races.
Yeah.
That are like going head to head, and I guess Captain Marvel, I can only assume, is going to mitigate that, like, somehow, or fight for one. I don't know. That's where we are. I don't know. I just between that and the fact that the trailer was like, I don't know my own identity. Was I in the Air Force? I don't know. I think it's going to be a bad movie, but I am ready to be proved wrong.
Okay.
This movie takes place in the 1990s. How do you think we're going to get yet another, like, one-off scene with Tony Stark's dad? Like we do in all the movies where it takes place in the past, even for a couple seconds.
Yeah, if not at the very least a mention. Yeah, they'll definitely hint at that. Was he alive in the 90s? I feel like it was the 80s where we lost him.
Oh, that's a good. I'm gonna look that up. When did Winter Soldier? Spoiler alert for like 4 different movies. I'm gonna Google when did Winter Soldier kill Howard Stark? Because maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. I feel like there's definitely some room for a cool couple of Easter eggs about Avengers to be. You know what I mean? Like this would be hard to keep under wraps, and I feel like it'd be all over Facebook, hard to miss. But maybe Tony Stark's in it as the playboy millionaire he is before he's Iron Man.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah, I guess now that I think about it, I guess the 1990s wasn't a super long time ago, so there could be potential for a couple different Easter eggs.
Well, in one of the
I mean cameos, not Easter eggs, cameos.
I said Easter eggs. Cameos was the right word though. I mean, in one of the Iron Man movies, I think Iron Man 3, they go back to 99 and like tease playboy Tony Stark, you know what I mean?
Oh,
he's already an adult
with the dude on the rooftop.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, I can't find the information I'm looking for, but I think you just said it. I think that he's definitely dead by then.
Yeah.
So maybe not.
There's,
I feel like I just feel like Marvel loves doing that, and I feel like we're gonna see like
we'll see something.
one of the characters that was alive back then. We're gonna
Right.
see a cameo
Oh,
of
yeah.
like Hank Pym or Tony Stark or somebody.
Oh,
Scarlett
absolutely.
Johansson. That's not her character name. Black
No,
Widow.
it's close enough. That's essentially her character.
It's because there's Scarlet Witch, and then there's Scarlett Johansson who plays Black Widow. I always do that. Whenever I'm talking about Marvel movies and I mention Scarlett Johansson, it's a toss up which one I'm referring to.
Oh, so you do it for Scarlet Witch as well?
Yeah, because her name. Yeah, it's just there.
That's funny.
Especially because all the movies that Scarlet Witch is in, Black Widow is also in. So
Right.
more often than not, I'm going to be referring to a movie with both of them, and I'm like, wait, shit, I mean Black Widow.
Cool. Yeah. Well, I don't know how long we've been going for. But-
Yeah, this is good. Like you said,
Yeah.
the when we come back, it'll be way longer.
Yeah. I think we're ready to go see the movie.
Yeah.
All right.
So for you guys, it'll be just a moment, but for us, we're gonna go see Captain Marvel, and we'll catch you back in a minute.
Yeah.
War is just the beginning.
I'm not gonna fight your war. I'm gonna end it.
Welcome back. We just got back from the movies.
Yeah.
Chris still has.
I'm still eating my candy from the movie.
Yeah, don't do that into the mic. That's disgusting.
They're Sour Patch watermelon.
You had to look at the box to know that? Okay. So first of all, before we even talk about the movie, because I want to, when we do start eventually talking about the movie, I want to give a big spoiler warning.
We're going to talk about...
No.
Okay.
No. Is it related to the movie that we saw?
No.
Okay. Because if I say yes, you'll talk about it for 20 straight minutes.
Okay.
They did show the Endgame trailer that I didn't want them to
Yeah.
show. Kind of mad.
You said something. I'm not sure if I caught it. I kind of want to watch the trailer again.
So, well, hang on.
Okay.
Because we're about to spoil Endgame, because I'm sure there's other people who didn't want to see this trailer.
Right,
So,
right.
spoilers for Avengers Endgame, a movie that hasn't even come out yet. They showed Iron Man and Gamora walking with them
I saw
in their suits.
Oh, you know what?
I mean, not Gamora. Nebula.
You know what? I didn't see Tony Stark,
You
but
did
you're
s-
right.
You did see Nebula, though, right?
Right, I did see Nebula, so
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of the same thing. Because
Yeah.
I was going to say, I don't remember seeing him, Anthony,
As soon
but
as I saw
did
Nebula,
see
I was
Nebula.
like, what? That's Nebula. And then I started paying attention. I was like, oh, there's Robert Downey Jr. Which,
Oh my
like,
God, I
if
didn't
people
even
don't know what I'm
notice.
referring, why I'm so angry about this, in the trailer, it looks like Robert Downey Jr.'s, Iron Man is about to, like, die in space. And then turns out, just kidding, he's fine later. All I'm saying is that movie's not out yet. I have my own theories about it.
Right.
One of them is completely gone now. But,
Well, throw a little twist in there for you. They kind of screwed with people in Infinity War, too.
you think that was, maybe, I didn't even think of that.
I don't know if they're
I didn't even think of that.
thinking that far in advance to be like, let's throw this at them, you know.
Yeah.
But
That's a good point.
if it's not, though, you're absolutely valid. Shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Save it for the movie. Even like, that's the difficult part with making like 4 of these movies in a row that all interlink is, you and I were there to see the movie. That's before the movie, and we're sitting there.
We
You
literally
more so
saw-
than me, but you're like, I really don't want to spoil this other Marvel movie for
Yeah.
myself that's not
we
out
literally
yet.
we literally saw like the Endgame trailer that was like, oh, now that Captain Marvel's out, we're gonna release a Endgame trailer now.
Right,
But we were there to see Captain Marvel.
right.
So that was frustrating.
Yeah, you were like, I'm trying not to spoil this Marvel movie for myself, but I'm a Marvel fan and I'm seeing this Marvel movie, and it just gets too much occasionally.
Yeah, so that sucked. But so spoiler alerts for Captain Marvel. We're probably gonna talk about a lot of stuff
Yeah.
about the movie.
Like the whole movie.
like the whole entire thing. I really liked it.
Yeah. I think I'd want to watch it through again to give it like a good ranking on the
Oh yeah,
you know, on the scale.
Here's
but
the thing, definitely the most like confused I've ever
Oh
been.
my God.
In a Marvel movie.
and here's the thing, if that wasn't solidified in the movie, I think I would have hated it.
What do you mean? Oh, if
they didn't explain
well,
things
yeah.
well.
See, that's where I was at. I was like, they were like, it was very confusing, and they weren't explaining anything, and I was getting kind of frustrated.
Me
I was
too.
like, are you not going to explain anything? But
right.
then, like, I was like, they will, and they're gonna.
Yeah.
And they're sort of doing it
I
now.
just-
and,
I guess question my intelligence sometimes, and I was like, I hope I understand when it happened. It was just so confusing.
yeah.
I was like, once they unravel what's happening, I hope it doesn't go over my head.
but it didn't.
Oh yeah, no, I
Yeah.
got it. So she is in fact a human.
Right. Which doesn't explain to me why she had blue blood. I guess that was
You
just
walked out. You went to the bathroom when they
Oh,
explained
really?
it. It's I can't think of his name.
Ronan, the accuser.
No.
Oh,
Her
Jude Law. Jude Law's character, her teacher.
no.
I wasn't
The guy.
The guy.
The guy who shoots Jude Law's character.
The guy who shoots
Her
Jude Law's
trainer?
character. Her trainer.
Jude Law's the old woman, right?
Jude Law is a dude. Jude Law is a skinny British man.
The guy with the yellow eyes
Jude Law.
in the movie.
Yes,
He
that
had
was
yellow
Jude Law.
eyes.
Have you seen the Sherlock Holmes movies with Robert Downey Jr.?
Yeah.
Watson is played by Jude Law. Jude
Oh.
Law is a man. Jude
Jude Law.
Jude Law was the villain of this movie.
Jude Law.
Yes.
Okay. Remember Christ. I'm so awful with names. There were two of the not Kree, the other
Skrulls.
the Skrulls. The main guy
Yeah.
and his science guy.
Yes.
When Jude Law's character goes to Louisiana to get them, he encounters Captain Marvel in the barn.
Okay.
And they're testing each other to make sure that they're not a
Oh,
Skrull.
that they're not Skrulls.
And he says, "Whose veins run through your body?" And she freezes. He shoots, and it's his science guy, his buddy.
Okay.
He shoots and kills the science guy.
Oh, okay.
And he says, "There, it's mine," and shoots him. They did a
Oh,
transfusion, so
Oh,
she has
okay.
their blood.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. And then once that scene ended, you walked back up the stairs, and I was like, I don't know if he heard that or not. It was kind of cool though.
Yeah. No, I definitely didn't. Yeah. Okay. Well, that explains it.
Yeah.
So sorry. To continue what you were saying. You were explaining the whole unraveling, how she was a human.
Oh yeah, so she was a human. I mean, I guess she's always a human. She shoots a core. The core I'm still confused on, but that's
I mean, when
on
everything
me.
is said and done, she has a traditional superhero
Yeah.
origin story.
She got some superpowers by blowing some stuff up
from a
that should
weird
usually
explosion.
kill a
Yeah.
normal human.
Yeah.
The other thing they didn't understand is that they had control of her power by that little thing on the back of her neck. And at any point, I guess she could have just been like, I don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah, and she just didn't realize.
Yeah.
She thought that was giving her power, so she's like, I don't want to fuck with that.
Right.
That's another thing that confused me, and then they explained it because it was like it wasn't giving her powers. It was just
Right.
It was just controlling her powers or whatever.
Just a lot of twists and turns
Yeah.
that
But I
Yeah.
want to give the movie credit. It was entertaining enough that halfway between the start of the movie and them explaining all the stuff that I was confused about, I kind of just didn't care anymore. I was like, this movie's fun.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. It was definitely entertaining.
Sorry, I totally forgot. This is very important to me. I have to talk about.
Yeah.
They did something that I never thought they would do. They did the Marvel Studios logo that they always do with the Captain America and Iron Man and Ant-Man, but it was all Stan Lee's different cameos over all the Marvel movies.
I don't know if you
and then
remember.
it said thank you, Stan.
Yeah.
And then the movie started. Like I thought we were gonna get another one. I
Right.
thought we were gonna get the real one, but no, that's just the one that is on that.
I don't know if you remember this, but I said I really wanted them to do something like that but for Endgame. I kind of hope
Yeah.
we get it again for Endgame.
Yeah, I don't know if that's because like obviously like what's so special about Captain Marvel? It's because he just died. It's
Right.
the first movie they've released since he
Well,
died.
that's what I'm saying is like he was off by one movie. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
this one was just another one in the bunch.
Right.
The next one would be the one to be like Stan Lee. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
I hope they do. Also, can we talk about his cameo? He's
His-
in the movie.
His cameo this time was so humble. It was
Yeah.
such like you said it in the theater. It's almost a fourth wall break.
Yeah.
I didn't
I
quite
couldn't
get
hear what he was saying either.
But he was reading the script of Mallrats. It looked like
Oh, that'd be hysterical.
it
Is
looked
that
like he was reading the spec script
that'd
for
be?
Mallrats.
And it was in the 90s.
He
He would have been filming Mallrats.
was in Mallrats.
That's
right?
hysterical. Yeah, I didn't
That's
even
what-
notice
oh,
that.
I just realized it. That's what he's doing. He's going over his one line he has in Mallrats.
And
in that
that's
scene.
in his line in Mallrats. I love it.
What is it? Tell it to me.
Give me a second.
Because I think he was saying it in
he's
the movie.
he's explaining to the main character who lost his girlfriend. He's talking about how when he made the Hulk, it was a part of him. How all the Marvel characters are just a different part of his inner being. Which, it's interesting to me. I can't give you an exact quote. I haven't seen the movie in a long time. But I remember just being like, that's so cool because this guy, to give you a little background on Mallrats,
I've
they're
seen it.
okay, they're comic book nerds. They're
Yeah.
waiting in line to see Stan Lee.
Yeah.
Or they just want to buy comics and he's there signing and they can't get in because there's a huge line. So there's one of those scenes where he's just kind of hanging over the side of like, the railing. He's just
Yeah.
like, and Stan Lee walks over and is essentially like, hey, you got to go for it.
Yeah.
And he was like, when I was in love once and like
Yeah.
this and that, and he was like, and that's how I created this character and this character. They're all a part of me.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
Yeah. So
that
I think
he's-
that scene. I think in that scene he was practicing his lines for Mallrats.
But it's just so mind blowing that in that movie, it was very emotional to me, and I wasn't even a huge Stan Lee fan back then. That he's just like pouring his heart out about
Yeah.
how much these characters mean to him.
Yeah.
In this movie, if that's the case, he's reading the script to himself about how much these characters mean to him.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you wanted to finish it.
No, and then I was just gonna say, and she looks at him, and she's sitting, so he looks up at her, and she just gives him like a hey,
Yeah.
like
she knows
a
who he
soft
is.
smile. Yeah, it kind of almost looked like she recognized him,
Right.
which was cool.
And I leaned over to you, and I was like, that was practically a fourth wall break.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
There was no in-universe reason for her to give that guy
Right.
the sexy face. You know what I mean?
Because she was like giving that train like the up and down. Like she
Oh
was
yeah, well she
scanning
smacked
their,
an old lady around.
She was like scanning their faces for like intruders, and then
Right.
like she wasn't giving anyone the time of day. And then she ran into Stanley. She was like, "Oh hey,
whole thing was cool. I like the tie-in with the reason the Avengers are called the Avengers. I don't know
That-
if that's in the comic books, but that was really cool.
yeah." I didn't expect that. I didn't think. First of all, Agent Coulson had a much smaller role than I thought he
I
was.
know.
I thought he
know.
was going to be like a major player in this movie. I don't know why, but
Also, I was having a hard time. Was that the same actor?
playing Agent Coulson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Obviously, they were trying to make them all look younger. I was just having a hard time telling if they just got a younger-looking guy that
Oh
kind
yeah,
of looked
no,
like
it was
him.
him.
All right.
Yeah, it was. You wouldn't appreciate it as much as me because I watched Agents of Shield. Pete, this is a public service announcement. Don't watch Agents of Shield. It's bad.
Oh.
But there's a line where Nick Fury is like, "Oh, so first of all, the first scene with Agent Coulson, he was calling him something, and I was like, what is he calling him? His name is Phil. His name is Coulson. I can't think of what he's calling him. He was calling him Rook because he's a rookie.
Right.
I didn't get that. But when Captain Marvel was like the guy who didn't give away our position, he was like, oh yeah, he's a rookie.
Yeah.
It seems like he went with instinct against protocol. That's important for people, and that's cool because Nick Fury and Agent Coulson are both at one point head of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
Super side note here. In that scene, you made me think of that. where she shoots down into a Blockbuster and it's 90 Central. If you didn't know this movie took place in the 90s,
yeah.
you did then. She's at a telephone booth, and that whole scene I was distracted because I saw the coolest Foo Fighters poster in the background, and it looked like actually that movie took place in 95
Yeah.
because they at one point were like 89,
6 years ago. Yeah, I saw that too.
and in my head I was like 1, 2, 3. All right, here we go. I don't know who was in charge of all the. I mean, I should have. We sat there and watched all the credits. It's on me that I don't know. I don't know who was in charge of the background stuff. The Foo Fighters started in 95, and that probably would have been a poster from their first tour.
Oh, that's cool.
So like,
Or
somebody
it's just a
or it's a coincidence.
continuity error, and they got a wrong era Foo Fighters poster.
They might not have though. It looked super 90s. It looked super retro. I want this poster. I want to like look up where to get this poster.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you can.
But I mean, we don't know what month it took place, but like the year they were like who was hot this year?
Yeah, they were.
The Foo Fighters just came out with their first album this year.
They were in excuse me. They were in Los Angeles, so it could have been any time of year, really.
Right.
Oh well, I guess they do go to Louisiana. I got the impression it was summertime.
Me too. But my point is though, like, that's some detail.
Yeah.
That's some like they didn't need to go that far. That could have been a no name nonsense. They put a Foo Fighters poster in there.
Yeah.
That was cool.
I didn't mind all the. There wasn't that many. I mean, there was a ton of it, but it was there. All the '90s references weren't like in your face.
No,
like
no.
I didn't feel like. I'm trying to think of a good example.
That was kind of my point with the posters. It was just very subtle. Like, here's the era you're in.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if you noticed this. I don't know if it was a filter or what have you, but you know how they kept flashing back in her memory?
Yeah.
The film quality changed.
Oh, did it?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't notice.
I don't know if it was a filter or what, but it seemed as though there was a film quality change. It
That's
looked
pretty
like a
cool.
filter. I doubt they went through the hassle of, putting all that together.
Yeah. I do appreciate the continuity of the troll dolls in spaceships.
Yeah.
was
Yeah, I
pretty
noticed
cool.
that.
I didn't where this movie kind of lost me was the fact that the MacGuffin, do you know what that term refers to?
No.
A MacGuffin is like the thing in the movie that drives the plot. Like, we got to get the MacGuffin.
Oh,
to
yeah,
get the,
yeah.
That's what that's called. I forget who coined that phrase. It lost me when the MacGuffin was the Tesseract again.
Yeah.
I was like, really? I know how the Tesseract ends.
Yeah.
It's on Thanos' spoiler alert. It's on Thanos' fucking fist.
Right.
This is just a personal problem. This is not the problem that the movie had. This is just a problem that I have with stuff like this. At no point was I worried that
Right.
Agent Coulson or Nick Fury or Captain Marvel or the Tesseract or Ronan the Accuser or the guy with the goatee.
Or Captain Marvel because of the Endgame trailer.
I said that, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm
we're
sorry.
We're gonna kick it at the end of this movie
Right.
because I've seen movies with them in it that take place in the future.
Let me, just on a microscopic level,
Okay.
because I heard it in your voice when it happened. You weren't expecting Nick Fury's left eye to make it.
Oh my god.
You weren't sure if that eye was gonna make it.
See, here's the
Because
thing.
I heard the gasp come out of you when that happened.
Here's the thing. There was the scene early on where he was like, "How's your eye?" Oh, by the way, the guy who was doing the autopsy, he's also from Scott Pilgrim, which was
Oh,
cool.
is he really?
Yeah.
I thought that was gonna be how his eye ends.
Well,
I
that's
know
what the
you're
movie wanted you to.
And I was
think.
gonna be so upset because it looked fine.
Right,
He was
yeah.
seeing out of it the whole time.
Well, I've seen Nick Fury's gross, disgusting eye. I know what
Right,
it looks like,
right.
and I was like, "That's not how it happens."
Right.
But when that scene happened, and he was like, "Oh, my eye is fine," I was like, "They're gonna cut off his eye in this movie, aren't they?" And then
wanted
it was
it-
the fucking.
Yeah.
It was the cat scratch. and
I
was
wanted
like,
it to be so much cooler. I'm kind of glad it wasn't though, because they even joked
Yeah.
at it at the end.
Yeah, because I don't know if it was in the TV show or in a couple of the movies, but I remember a couple different
Yep.
times where someone's like, "No one really knows how Nick
When-
Fury."
You and I looked it up on the Wikipedia page way before this movie came out.
Oh, did
It was a grenade in World War II. He was fighting alongside Captain
but
America.
that's in the comic books, yeah.
Well, to me, I mean that's if you're gonna take anything for law until the movies
Right.
toss it
Oh,
aside.
yeah, of course.
To
yeah.
me, that was always the case
Yeah.
until this movie said otherwise.
I think if I remember correctly, I think I was trying to look up the reason in the movies, and we couldn't find it, so we
Right.
settled for what the
Right.
comic books did.
Right.
But no, you said it. I'm glad. I'm kind of glad it was something dumb like that.
It either had to be the coolest thing ever
Yeah.
or dumb.
Well, I mean, it is kind of cool because that cat thing is an alien, and like if you look at his eye in Winter Soldier, it's like super fucked up, like probably infected with alien shit, and now I know why.
Right.
So that was pretty cool. I didn't need the case full of fake eyes.
No, that was a bit much. Also, he never goes with one.
Right.
That scene
Yeah.
ends with he picks none. Because
Yeah.
even Agent Coulson was like, you have a pretty big decision. And it's like, it's like, no, he doesn't. He goes with the eye
Yeah.
patch. I know
Yeah.
how this ends.
I have to say, I both appreciate and don't appreciate that the after the credits scene are the way they're being handled now.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause it happened in Ant-Man and the Wasp, a movie that I liked very much, and I really didn't appreciate what they did at the end credits scene because the first one is very important and it's a scene I really wanted to happen
Right.
and it happened, and then the
Oh,
second
you were
scene,
freaking out when
the
you
s-
saw that.
Yeah, you were in the room with me. I don't want to spoil it because that's not the movie we're talking
Right.
about. But you wait, you're after the credits, and the after the credits scene is a dumb punchline, and I was
Right.
like, okay. So when this movie happened, there was 2 after the credit scenes. One happened
Was super hype.
One happened after the like cinematic credits, and
Yeah.
it was basically I think just a scene that we're gonna see again in Endgame.
Yep. You know, kind of like the Doctor Strange one. I guess it happened in Thor 3.
And I
but-
didn't even think about that one. And the Ant-Man one. The scene at the end of the credits in Ant-Man was a scene from Civil War
right,
when they have
right,
Winter
right,
Soldier's arm up on the thing.
right.
So I think that's what that was. And then after the credits, you saw me. I sat up because I was like, "What are we gonna get?" And it was just a straight minute of that cat throwing up, and then it
The
threw
Tesseract.
It threw up the Tesseract just in case you're that stupid.
And don't- yeah.
You're sitting there during the credits like, man, I hope the Tesseract makes it out of that cat. I'm worried about either the Tesseract or that cat.
Right.
What happens?
Also, don't listen to me. Go see the movie yourself and tell me if I'm wrong.
Okay,
Looked like Thor had a hammer.
he didn't.
He did.
Oh, in the scene?
It was either the
Or in the
Endgame
trailer.
It was the Endgame trailer.
Yeah, it wasn't. I specifically
saw it?
because I saw what he was doing. I was like, oh, I know what he's doing.
Yeah.
No, it was his.
It was
act.
his axe? Okay.
Yeah.
Then never mind. I didn't want to hype anybody up. I wasn't sure if I wanted to pay attention or not to that. I think that's why
If
I thought
you
it was a
noticed,
hammer.
I went
You
on
were
my,
on your phone for a bit. I
went
saw
on my
that.
phone and I was like, fuck it. Like I was
Just in time to see Tony
Yeah.
Stark and Gamora.
Nebula.
Nebula.
We
sorry.
keep doing that.
Yeah.
I did it. And now you're
You
doing
did it once, and I heard you say it, and I was like, yes, that's her name.
Space name.
Yeah.
Yeah. So overall, I really liked it.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was too long.
Are we gonna do an Ebert rating?
an Ebert rating?
Yeah.
You'll see.
Are we doing? No. I don't mean. Are we doing our?
Oh, you want to give it? Yeah, I'll give it
critics corner.
I'll give it a out of 10 if you want.
Well, yeah, but my point was, is it out of 10 or out of 4?
It's definitely not out of 4. Fuck yourself.
All
It's out of 10.
Wow.
Definitely.
We already did the first one of these, right? People know what we're referring to.
Yeah, this is episode 2. If
Okay.
everything goes according to plan.
Okay.
That's like kind of my catchphrase at this point, huh? Yeah, I mean, I would give it 8. I'd give it a solid 8
Okay.
out of 10. And I need to be clear about this. I know you do this and I do this, but a lot of people don't do this. A lot of people, when they do reviews, they're like, they consider 5-0, but I
Yeah.
don't do that. I use the whole all 10
Yeah.
numbers.
So here's the thing, as at least you know, I know you know, I watched all the Avengers movies with you, Marvel movies. I shouldn't say Avengers movies.
Yeah.
And I rated them out of 5.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'd like to keep that going.
Yeah, sure.
As of now, only movie to get a solid 5 is Infinity War, for the record.
Right.
Out of my list.
Yeah.
Actually, you have them all
It's
written
kinda
down, don't
poetic.
you?
Yeah.
Could you
Did
keep
want me
that
to-
going? Yeah, because
yeah,
I
I
don't.
can- Yeah.
I don't have that.
I don't know where it went. There it is.
Yeah, hold on. He's just pulling it up.
Oh, what did you give Ant-Man and the Wasp?
Ant-Man and the Wasp. I'll give it a 3.5
Okay.
because of that end credit scene,
And
which
then
might be one of the best ones.
It's the best one in my opinion. I've been a big. Sorry, I'm not talking into the mic. I've been a longtime supporter of the Howard the Duck after the credits scene from Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I absolutely love that scene. But the Ant-Man one was, the Ant-Man and the Wasp one was to die for. What do you give Captain Marvel out of 5, my friend?
On my first watch through, I think a 3.
Okay.
I'm giving it a 3, which, for the record, I know that's half. That's still pretty good in my book.
No,
If
it's
you're
different if it's
below
out of
half,
5.
that's
Yeah.
pretty awful. This is standard. This is, I appreciated it. I'd watch it again. I will say this too, in its defense. That's a good standalone movie.
Yeah.
You could just
Yeah.
watch that movie and enjoy it. I mean, I guess you'd need some background, but like,
Not really.
I'm not watching that movie like, all right, now we got to watch the rest.
Well, because the only thing tying it to the other movies is the pager, and they explain the
Right.
pager. They show the pager. She's like, "This is for emergencies."
Right.
And then they show it in the end credits scene.
Right.
That was pretty cool how they found I think, was that the joke? Was that supposed to be funny? How they were like, "We don't know how to work this pager because
Right.
it's old technology."
Oh, you know what? I didn't even think about that.
Because they like hooked it up to like a robot,
Yeah.
and they were like, "It's making it, so it never dies."
Yeah.
We don't know how to hack into it.
You know what I just realized too? I don't know if, like, when Infinity War came out, I made the joke that was a pager. I
Oh, yeah,
thought it
it was-
wasn't supposed to be
It
a
was
pager.
100% a pager. The
Yeah.
first time he was like, "I'm talking to my mom on my pager," I was like, "Yeah."
There it is, right? Yeah.
I was like, she's gonna be like, "Oh, I could do that,"
Yeah.
but I didn't realize it was the same. I didn't realize it would be the same one. Keep talking about something.
Oh, okay.
I have to text or something on my phone.
All right.
I'm not texting. It was a joke.
I'm gonna talk about. I like how they changed the color of her uniform. It was originally green, and the whole time I was like, "There it is." Are you gonna text? I'm sitting here trying to save you
No,
some
you're
time.
good. You're good. Keep going.
Oh, okay. I was like, "There's her uniform. Doesn't look like her though, because it's all green and black." And then at the end, she was like, "Oh well, screw the Kree. I'm gonna change the color of the outfit. You pick it, little girl." And she goes with that. By the way, not the best one of the options we were shown.
Yeah.
There was like a Rainbow Road one that I was like, there it is. That's the one. You
There's hang on. He wrote a review, and then he wrote some more, and then he wrote too many. It's Roger Ebert Reviews. Welcome to Roger Ebert's Critic Corner, a podcast within a podcast. I'm your host, as always, Anthony. Joining me today is my very special guest, Lightning from Thunder and Lightning Gaming.
I wasn't in the middle of a sentence at all.
There's other people who do reviews on Roger Ebert's website, I'm learning, because there's a review for Into the Spider-Verse, and that's not that he didn't write that one.
Oh, on his site?
Yeah. Sorry, what were you saying?
Oh,
But just keep in mind, we are in the critics' corner now.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I said I wasn't in the middle of a sentence. I swear. Keep going. I'm gonna eat some more of my candy.
Don't do it in the mic.
I won't.
I swear to Christ.
You know what? You just cracked your water bottle into the mic.
Yeah,
Give
but
me that
that's
crap.
but your thing is gross. People.
See how far away I am?
So, I looked up a relevant movie review, and I've got an ad. I've got an advertisement. Nope, it just put me all the way down to the bottom of the page. Good website. This is a review for. Oh, that's not the one I wanted. Hang on. Let me see if I can find the. Yes, this is the one I wanted. This is a review for the. What year did it come out, EB? You got to tell me. For the 2002 Sam Raimi movie Spider-Man. Sorry. Let me explain the bit. For those of you who don't know, Roger Ebert is probably the world's greatest movie critic. But sometimes he would review movies that are arguably not for him. Be it a kid's movie or a movie that he doesn't really have any interest in. And those reviews are always bonkers, crazy, cuckoo.
Yeah, I'm back. I finished my candy.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that. So this is a review for Spider-Man, the Sam Raimi movie that came out in 2002. The glasses are coming off so I can read.
Oh no, there's still more in there. I'm gonna wait though.
Okay. Let's see how long it is. Ooh, it's very long. I'm definitely not gonna read the whole thing. Some of these are so short though that I might. read the whole thing. But this is the first paragraph. Do you want the stars first?
I'd like the movie first. Oh, you said it was
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. I was very deep into my candy. Right, Spider-Man. Yeah, hit me with the review.
So he gave Spider-Man the review first.
I'm sorry,
The
I meant
stars?
the stars.
So he gave Spider-Man by Sam Raimi a 2.5 out of 4.
Okay, you know what? Not bad for him.
Not terrible. Imagine Superman with a Clark Kent more charismatic than the Man of Steel, and you'll understand how Spider-Man goes wrong.
Okay.
Tobey Maguire is pitch perfect as the social. Ooh, don't want to say that word, but I'm going to say it. This is a bad word that I wouldn't normally say. Tobey Maguire is pitch perfect as the socially retarded Peter Parker.
Oh, wow.
But when he becomes Spider-Man, I know, right? It's because he's old, probably. But when he becomes Spider-Man, the film turns to action sequences that zip along like perfunctory cartoons. Not even during Spidey's first experimental outings do we feel that flesh and blood are contending with gravity. Spidey soars too quickly through the skies of Manhattan. He's as convincing as Mighty Mouse.
Oh, a superhero from EB's time.
Yeah, a superhero that I've heard of.
He also, the two he's probably ever heard of, Mighty Mouse and Superman. He made sure he threw those in there.
This is my biggest problem with Roger Ebert. Stop comparing the movie you're watching to other things you've watched. This is how the second paragraph starts. The appeal of the best sequences in the Superman and Batman movies. Like, these aren't those movies. Spider-Man is not Batman.
Also,
not Superman.
which ones?
I'm guessing the Christopher Reeves and the
Tim Burton.
Tim Burton. Yeah.
We can only
Batman
assume
movies?
he didn't specify.
No.
He's a critic. Specify.
I can only assume he means whatever this means by his standards, the quote unquote good Superman and Batman movies, because he's talking about how those ones are great and he's chiding Spider-Man. Consider a sequence early in the film after Peter Parker is bitten by a mutant spider and discovers his new powers. His hand is sticky. He doesn't need glasses anymore. He was scrawny yesterday, but today he's got muscles. The movie, he didn't spell it wrong. I pronounced it like a dope. The movie shows him
You might want to be a little more into your mic, I think.
becoming aware of these facts, but insufficiently amazed or frightened by them. He learns how to spin and toss webs, find that he can make enormous leaps. And then there's a scene where he's like a kid with a new toy, jumping from one rooftop to another, making giant leaps, whooping with joy. Remember the first time you saw your character defy gravity in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon? They descended gravity, but they didn't dismiss it. They seem to possess weight, dimension, and presence. Spider-Man, as he leaps across the rooftops, is landing too lightly, rebounding too much like a bouncing ball. It looks like a video game. It looks like a video game, not like a person having an amazing experience.
Well, that was just a summary. That was a summary, not really a review.
But like, did you hear all the weird shit he said?
Well, yeah. I mean, he always does. I
don't think this man's ever played a video game. Where's the?
Well, he definitely didn't play the new Spider-Man game.
Yeah, because he's dead. Is that what you were getting at?
Yeah. Here's the issue with the Critics Corner. I'm always at a loss of words whenever this guy has some obnoxious thing to say.
I have one question about Peter Parker, about the Peter Parker character. Does the movie go too far with his extreme social paralysis? Peter tells Mary Jane he just wants to be friends. Only a friend, she repeats. That's all I have to give, he says. How so? Impotent? Spidey's sense has skewed his sexual instincts? Afraid his hands will get stuck? That's the end of the review.
I feel like even if you're not an avid comic book fan, you know what Spider-Man's like.
Yeah.
You know he's a nerdy kid, and then he's Spider-Man.
He's straight up, Roger Ebert straight up just like mansplained why Kirsten Dunst is so hot. Like he was literally like, what? But Kirsten Dunst is right there. You don't want to fuck her with your Spidey dick? That's what that paragraph was. But you're a dude and she's a lady. Make it happen, Spider-Man.
Yeah. So what if you get her in trouble because you have arch enemies? Who cares, man? Like, I'm pretty sure, I can't remember the exact point in the movie he's talking about, but I'm pretty sure the reason Peter Parker's like, it's all I can give is because he's like, if I date you, you will die because I'm Spider-Man and
Right.
people hate me.
He does He does say the visuals and CGI were very impressive, which they were. But you know.
You know, if there's one thing, I will listen to this guy to the moon and back about storytelling in overarching plot lines. I don't want this 90-year-old telling me what he thought about the CGI. I feel like he is not an expert in that field.
I'm sorry. This isn't necessarily I was listening, I promise. This is not necessarily a crazy funny thing that he said, but I missed this part. This sentence reads, as a reader of the Spider-Man comics, and then it goes on to say other stuff. But like, so he's read them. So he knows who Spider-Man is.
So it sounds like he just really wanted to use the word retarded.
Oh my god, yeah.
It sounds like he knew
like
who Spider-Man was and just
wrote down-
really wanted
he
to say
Spider-Man, he sat down to write and he was like, okay, I know about retards and I know about Superman. I got to bring them both up in the first sentence.
that. And we can't forget Mighty Mouse.
And I love Mighty Mouse, so
you
I
know
got to
what?
bring him up.
You know what? Assuming this isn't 2 a.m., let's get 3 little pictures. We got Robert Ebert's 3 favorite superheroes: Spider-Man,
Yeah.
the social in parentheses retard,
Uh-huh.
Superman, and I don't think that's Mighty Mouse's theme song. Mighty Mouse.
I'm not going to put that word on the screen, but
No, don't. Honestly, I'm just saying. I don't want to say it again,
yeah, me either.
but
I'm only saying it because he said
that's
it.
what I'm saying. I can't believe it was 2002.
Yeah.
I feel like that was still a long time ago. I feel like we were still beyond that, though.
Yeah.
Come on,
no,
man.
yeah, even in 2002, like when someone, how old was I in 2002? Like 9?
Yeah.
I think even as a 9-year-old, I was like, really? You're just going to say that?
Yeah.
Like, it's just not
And
cool
here's
to
the thing,
say.
too. I understand, if you know nothing about Spider-Man, that the Peter Parker persona is going to come off a little daunting. He's kind of over-the-top nerd.
Yeah.
But don't say that.
Yeah. Yeah.
A, don't say that, and B, it sounds like you already knew that about Peter Parker.
Right.
If
But
you've
the
read a
comic books, yeah.
single Spider-Man comic, you know how Peter Parker acts.
It sounds like he had one problem with this movie, and it was how bad Tobey Maguire was at playing Peter Parker, and I wholly disagree with him. That was what Tobey Maguire was the best at, playing Peter Parker.
I mean, Tom Holland takes it all.
No,
but
yeah, no, but no,
Right.
I always say Tobey Maguire's a great Peter Parker, so Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield, amazing Spider-Man. That's what the movie was called. Amazing Spider-Man, so Peter Parker. He's kind of too hot, kind of too confident. Tom Holland nails both.
Yeah.
But like, yeah. Did I give the stars already? I did.
Yeah, 2.5.
All right. Well, that was Roger Ebert's Critic Corner. You don't get the theme song a second time in the episode.
You got to listen back so you can remember that theme song.
I've been working on that theme song for. You think that was off the top of my head?
A little bit.
Oh, it was. It totally was. I haven't been thinking about that for the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
That whole intro wasn't premeditated and done over in my head over and over again. It was definitely off the top of my head.
I'm a little disappointed in our boy EB a little bit.
Yeah, did you not start disappointed in him?
I
First
mean,
time I read the faded article that started all this.
having an inflated ego is one thing, but he stooped to a new low for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's the thing.
He's a professional. Don't talk like that in your
yeah,
professional
that's- see,
reviews.
That's the thing. I don't care what your profession is. I don't care if you're in private with other professionals or in front of people you have to like interact with in your profession. Don't say things like that, even in 2002.
Yeah.
Like, you could have said that a different way. He could have just said socially inept.
It
That
sounds
wouldn't
like
have
he
been
just
offensive.
wanted to bully the nerd, which
Yeah.
is kind of part of Peter Parker's deal is
Yeah.
he gets picked on.
Yeah.
Don't pick on the guy. You just watched the movie
Yeah.
and you read the comics. Don't pick on the guy.
So I'm interested to see all the kids' movies have a through line with Emil. I'm curious to see if we look up another superhero movie if he's going to mention fucking Mighty Mouse again. Because I bet
Oh,
you
yeah.
anything he does. Oh, didn't we make a bet? What was the bet?
Oh my God.
What was the bet we made? I totally don't remember. We have it recorded, obviously, but like
Oh my god!
I don't remember what it was.
Should we stop the
Are we about to
recording,
stop this
listen, and
recording,
then
listen, and then go back? We
Um,
could. It was it about?
it was Shrek gonna be in the
No,
movie?
it wasn't. It involved Shrek though. Hang on, we'll be right back. All right, so next week's game is going to be Shrek 2 for the Nintendo GameCube. And I lost the bet. We looked it up. We did get an Endgame trailer.
we
Therefore,
talked about it already. That's a sad part too. is
Yeah.
I feel like we opened with that.
yeah, we talked for like 2.5 straight minutes about how we watched the Endgame trailer. Yeah, so there's that. Let's do that next time though. That was fun.
Another bet like
Another
that?
bet like
yeah,
that,
that would
yeah,
be cool. I'd
yeah.
like that.
And honestly, this is by no means a Marvel Cinematic Universe podcast.
Oh,
We're gonna
no.
do all sorts of movies.
Absolutely.
But the next time we do one of these, it's probably going to be for Avengers Endgame. 'Cause
Probably.
that comes out in less than a month.
Right.
So.
Either that or, I mean, in between, we could watch a movie. You
Yeah,
know?
true. I guess you're right. We don't have to go to the movie theaters to see
Yeah.
it. But I think the next episode of this we already decided, right?
Oh, yeah.
Can I announce that? Or?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, cool. So the next episode of this, Chris and I are going to be discussing our top 10 movie lists, our
Yeah.
respective lists.
I got to write that out.
Yeah, I've been working on it because I watched Spider-Man. I have the new Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
And I watched it a couple times this week. And I was figuring out where to place it, and I finally figured out where I want to place it. And I was like, man, I could talk about all these movies. Let's just do it. So next week we're gonna do that.
Do you want a specific order?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
if you can, that's what I was gonna do, and I thought we could do like you do your 10th, I do my 10th, and then we
Yeah.
go like that until we get to the first one.
I'm having trouble narrowing down franchises. This is going to be a tough one for me.
Okay, yeah, we could talk more about that off air, but
Yeah.
so Captain Marvel was good. I was wrong. I'm glad I was wrong when I said that I thought it was gonna be bad.
That was a good shot.
Yeah, you didn't even say Kobe Bryant's name. But yeah, I'm glad I was wrong. I really enjoyed the movie. I would watch that again. Probably not before Endgame, just because now I'm in the mood for Endgame.
Yeah, if there's one thing, like I also said, kind of one of my predictions, they didn't, it wasn't a tie-in for Endgame.
Oh, yeah.
But
it
it got
wasn't-
me hyped for Endgame.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah, I remember on the front half of this podcast, you were talking about how you thought maybe one of her powers was going to be revealed, where you were like, that's the
Right.
one, that's the
It
Thanos
wasn't.
stopper. There wasn't. She's just
No.
kind of made of photon energy.
She's pretty OP. She's definitely going to be a big help in the fight. Like, if she was in
Oh, yeah.
Infinity War, like, my top-ranking heroes in that battle were, I can never think of her name.
Her, Scarlet Witch.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what? It's probably because of you, as we talked about at the beginning. Scarlet Witch, Thor, and Black Panther kind of kicked butt in his suit. I'm kind of blanking. They were Scarlet Witch and Thor were kind of the two biggest, like, if anybody was going to stop Thor, they
Thanos.
both had the opportunity.
You said Thor.
Did I say Thor again?
Yeah.
If anybody was going to stop Thanos, it was them two.
Yeah.
They were the closest to doing it. I mean, don't get me wrong, one of my favorite superheroes, Spider-Man, almost got the gauntlet off.
Yeah.
Not his fault. But they were the closest. If Captain Marvel was there, I'd argue she'd be right up, she'd
Yeah.
do a pretty good job with it as well.
It's the Avengers movies happen so infrequently, except these two, which are happening like a year apart from each other, right?
Mhm.
And like, it was getting like almost ridiculous to the point where it was like Avengers 1, there's like 5 of them, right? And then in Avengers 2, there's like 12 of them, and then
Yeah.
Avengers Infinity, where there's like 30 of them, because it's like that's how many more characters have been added. But now in between this one and the last one, there's just one more.
Yeah.
But that's been added. But I'm still pretty hype. I'm excited to see
Oh,
them
absolutely.
all fight
If there
together.
was any more, I think it would get a little overwhelming, oversaturated. I mean, Infinity War was kind of oversaturated as it was,
this
but it was
one-
right on the edge.
This one, at least from the trailer, seems like it might not be that because
Right.
there's
Because
just-
half of them are dead.
it's just who's left. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. All right. So, thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Make sure to subscribe and all that nonsense.
I listened.
I listen too. And we'll see you next time.